In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a couple items that are kind of tricky, like adding awnings over doors, peaked roofs, balconies, and any kind of signage that you have hanging off the side of your building. We're going to start with the peaked roof. I'm going to put a peak or like a triangle roof here. I'm going to have it flat along the top and then eventually finish over there. But the way you want to do this is you want to make a very light X to find the center of one of the faces, whichever one you're going to have the point over. So there's my center point. Coming straight up from the center, however far up you want your peak to be. I'm going to make mine really exaggerated for this activity. The top of my peak is going to be right here. Now, without using any vanishing points, you're going to connect the point to the side of your building, and then this side as well, so that triangle is formed. At this point, we're going to do the top of the roof, which will be flat in reality, but we want to bring it to the right vanishing point because it's going to fall along the right side of the building. Okay, as you can see here, it looks very extreme, and that's just because this is a very high point here. This next part is almost like an exception to my earlier statement that you can only do 3 things with your points. And that's okay because it's a special occasion. This angle here would be the same angle in the middle and then all the way to the back. So we want to make sure that this part here is parallel to this ending point where it meets the back of the house. So I'm going to line my ruler up, very carefully scoot it out, and I'm going to trace along. I will not need this orthogonal anymore because my roof is ended. So if you were adding any more shingles or anything, you would make sure that these lines are parallel, so they're not going to run into each other, and you would use the vanishing point for any other lines that you might need. All right, and that's how you'd finish that part of the roof. If you want, you could erase this and have it continue up. Maybe you'd like to put a window up here, and that's just continuing on as if this is the left side of the building. For the awning over the door, I'm going to use this door right here, and we want it to come out and over top the sidewalk so that it looks like it's a little entranceway. So what I'll do is I will come straight up from where I want those to end. So they'll be lined up with the door, straight out. Now, if you don't have breaks in your sidewalks, you'll need to line up your vanishing point on the left with the bottom of your door and come straight out to the edge of your sidewalk. I'm going to then do the same thing to the top of my door here. So you can see that this is going to be maybe the top of my awning, maybe the bottom, maybe the middle. I don't mind to have a little fringe on the bottom, so I'm going to make a fringy part right here. I'm also going to bring this on this side as well. So right now I have kind of like a little square shape. If you wanted to, you could have this come up into more of a rounded shape. Decide how tall you want your shape to be. Very lightly come out a little bit. You're going to make the front of it first. For the sake of time, you can just freehand that rounded corner. And the very top of this will connect to the vanishing point. So if you think about this as being hooked on a nail, it'll come straight out. And then you end up coming up to meet that in the back. And then all these areas here would not be seen. So now you have an awning. For a balcony, I'll make a balcony come up the other side. If you're above the horizon line, you'll see the bottom of the balcony. So use the opposite vanishing point out here. Come out from all the corners of the windows. That comes out from the building. To create the front, use your left vanishing point. Okay, so you have a little flat part of the balcony. You're seeing the underneath here. I want a railing, so I'll come up in space The right side, we'll use the right vanishing point as if you're adding like a little building onto the outside of this. And then left uses the left vanishing point for a balcony. The last thing I want to show you is how to add a sign as if it's jutting straight out. Sometimes you might think of like hotels as having these in cities. Use your left vanishing point, pick a spot, come down about the same amount out from the edge of your building, come straight out. That'll come straight out from there. If you want it to have a thickness to it, which most things in life do if they're going to be part of a building, use the opposite vanishing point. So it's as if you're making like a tiny square building on the edge. So this is the one side, this is the front. If you want letters on there, use the left vanishing point. These letter lines should go with the vanishing point as well. Right, so you have a sign coming out from the building. If you have any other ideas of things you might like to see, let me know. I'll make another video. Thank you.